Hey, what's going on, guys? So this morning I had a really good conversation with a member that I think could benefit a lot of people. If you are right where you want to be, you feel great, you're confident, you're happy, everything's going awesome, this isn't for you. Just keep doing what you're doing, right? For everybody else, I think this could help. So the conversation came down to basically, like, why do we choose what we choose? And I think about this stuff a lot. I really think there's only two reasons behind every choice. We're either chasing pleasure or avoiding pain, or some of both, for everything. All right, so it's like, well, why do we choose to drink a soda and eat a bunch of donuts and crush a whole pizza and do it? Because of pleasure. It tastes good. It tastes good for me too. We want that short-term pleasure. You know, why do we hit the snooze button instead of get up and go work out? Because we want the pleasure of laying in that nice warm blanket and not getting up. Why do people, a lot of people avoid workouts? Because they perceive it as pain. It's like, why would I go and push myself through that pain? Okay. Here is the mindset approach that helps me a lot, and hopefully it helps you. Okay. And it's just how I see pleasure and get pleasure, because like everyone else, I chase pleasure and avoid pain. Okay. So workouts, for example, this morning, the middle of that workout, crushing all those burpees, it's not fun for me. I don't enjoy that. But when I'm done, I feel so good knowing that I did more than 99% of Americans. Like, it gives me great pleasure to know that I did more work, more exercise this morning than pretty much everybody, right? So a person can, the exact same workout, you could visualize it as like, oh my God, I'm breathing hard, sweating, might be sore. It's just so painful. You see it as pain, or you can choose to see that as pleasure. And I just take so much pleasure in the accomplishment I feel of crushing a hard workout, knowing that I'm doing more than 99% of people that are choosing not to do it, knowing that it's making my body healthier and stronger and I can be more active with my family. Like, I find so many ways, like I purposely find ways to find pleasure in that over time it just becomes who you are. When it comes to food, it's the exact same thing. I like junk food just like everybody else, right? Like, a big old pizza with a sugary drink. And donuts are freaking amazing. I love cookies, right? When I look at unhealthy food, I don't focus on the short-term pleasure of that donut, of that mac and cheese, of insert garbage food name. I look at pain. Like, I see gut pain. I see digestive issues. I see future diabetes. I see obesity. I see joint pain and inflammation. I see future cancer. Like, I look that far ahead. Like, to me, all I view is future pain, right? So, like, to me, eating that garbage junk food that does taste good and gives short-term taste pleasure, I just see it as pain, right? But then when I look at a bowl of fruit with a steak and an ice cold glass of water, it tastes good. Like, I find pleasure there, but also, like, I just see so much pleasure in nourishing my body and feeling good tomorrow and feeling good in the future. And then over time, you start getting compliments from people. It's like, oh man, you must work out. It's like, oh, like, it's just cool, the random compliments you can get over time. And then I find pleasure in that, right? And then this is sick, but I find pleasure in envy. Like, some people, like, oh, you're whatever, that haters. Like, I find so much pleasure in that. So, like, it's easier said than done, like everything. But if you can get your mind, and then too, like, I find, so much pleasure in having good food in the house at all times and being a good role model for my family. Like, that makes me feel so good, right? And I have such a fear of having regrets. Like, oh my God, I can't, I could have done more, done this. So that's kind of the mindset. So hopefully that helps. It easier said than done, but if you can just, like, find ways to make eating well and eating and exercising and getting a good night's sleep and seeing the pleasure in that, right? And then for bad foods, like, see the pain that it leads to. I mean, just for an example, I've had a couple dentists now. Like, it's not uncommon for a teenager to get every single tooth pulled because their junk food and soda rots out their entire mouth, all right? I see that and I know that, and it's like, how could I see that junk food and soda as anything other than absolute poison? I mean, what if something can make all of your teeth rot out? How is that not poison? How is that not pain? So when I know this, I see soda as poison and pain, not as pleasure, right? So it's the exact same thing of avoiding pain, chasing pleasure, but in different ways. All right, and I think once you get that mindset, you don't have to be motivated. Doesn't take discipline, because it's just it is what it is, and you believe in it. It makes the choices easy. All right. So hopefully that helps someone out there. Hopefully you can, work on shifting your mind on how you view pleasure and pain, because, I just really think as humans, it pretty much drives everything. Avoid pain, chase pleasure.